Hi guys. Alright, now I am going to share to you. Actually, this is going to be a long list, but so it's gonna be maybe different parts. So I'm going to discuss to you the traits and especially the proverbs that define our culture and who Filipinos are. These are the proverbs, sayings, life lessons that our parents, grandparents, our ancestors have been instilling in our minds since we were kids. And it starts always at home. All right, so I'll go on with the first one because this is really the number one for us usually. So, first one is pag binato ka ng bato, batuhin mo ng tinapay. It means in English, if someone throws you a rock or throws a rock at you, throw him bread instead. So what does that mean? It's a metaphor that says or that teaches you to be compassionate and forgiving, especially if someone has wronged you. So it reflects also the notoriously non-confrontational nature of Filipinos, who always prefer to be more of peace and quiet. So that's typical Filipino trait, really. Number two, nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. To be merciful is God's, while to act is man's. So basically, this saying tells us not only to pray for blessings, whichever religion or whichever you believed in, but Philippines is a Christian majority. They are Christians, so they're very religious, spiritual too. And until now, a lot of us also still believes on superstitious beliefs and supernaturals. So like that. Okay, that's gonna be a next topic. It's exciting also. Okay, so again, this proverb tells us to pray for blessings, not only to pray for blessings, but to work for them. Like God helps those who help themselves. 3, mahirap gisingin ang nagtutulog-tulugan. It's difficult to wake up someone who is pretending to be asleep. It means that you cannot force someone to believe facts when they don't want to. Sometimes there's something about the truth that some people just don't like to bear. Give me an example that's very timely right now. What do you think? Which one? Give me an example which is very timely in this saying. Again, it's difficult to wake up someone who is pretending to be asleep. All right, so it means that you cannot force someone to believe facts when they don't want to. Their minds are closed, especially when it's something about the truth that some people just don't like to bear or won't take accountability, or they think superior and they are perfect, self-righteous people. Comment down below. Do you have any one or any group of people in mind right now? Clue. It's timely. It's a timely issue. I'm triggering. Alright, sorry. Okay, number 4. May pakpak ang balita, may tenga ang lupa. News have wings, while the ground has ears. It's actually a fair warning to all. Like, gossip, fake news travels fast. So interestingly, it also gives us insight that our Filipino ancestors may have peddled gossip long before the birth of mass media right now. So again, that's why you don't jump into conclusions, do your research, and don't immediately believe what other people tell you. You have to do your own thing first, listen, get ideas, yeah, and collate, and also verify, because it's not gonna be knowledge if it's not verified. It's not gonna be a fact if it's not verified, and knowledge, it is not knowledge if it's not accurate. Number 5, lahat ng gubat ay may ahas. Every jungle has a snake. So this is a very, very old adage that, it offers a negative wisdom about being wary of your surroundings, environment, and the people around you. Because, they could betray you or might not have the purest intentions. Do you know someone? Again, comment down below. Ang sakit ng kalingkingan ay ramdam ng buong katawan. The pain in the little finger is felt by the whole body. Yeah? It teaches us about the importance of family or community. So it means that the problem of a single person, a single member, a single individual, a single family member, or the other partner often extends and impacts the whole family or your partner, your kids, your parents. So that's why you have to think about them too. That's scare. Walang nakakasira sa bakal kundi sariling kalawang. Nothing destroys iron except its own rust. It's also a metaphor that we use for people who destroy their reputations by their own doings or their own actions. Next, ang palay ay parisan, habang nagkakalaman ay lalong nagpupugay. Be like a rice stalk. The more grains it bears, the lower it bows. It means that even if you have more achievements, you're a high-ranking official, or you have a high-rank position in the company, doesn't matter. You should always be humble. You always still remain down to earth, and your feet should always be on the ground. Still, whatever achievements you have, you don't look yourself as the superior and the most powerful, most beautiful, most whatever, most handsome, most untouchable. Next one is, ang nakatakip na bibig ay hindi pinapasukan ng langaw. A fly will not enter a closed mouth. So I remember that, my parents used to tell me, or not just me, I mean us, the kids, that before you speak, you want to say something, don't you let others speak first, you let others finish, or you raise your hand, can I speak, like that, then you will be given the floor. That's how my dad is really. When we have a family meeting, and usually seven, around 6:30, 7, like that, after we have dinner, we have a study room, and he's working in his table office table in the house, and then there's a big round table for us kids for when we do our assignments together, and he's there, and if we don't know how to answer, we ask him there, also in the same room. Or if we then when we have a family meeting, we sit all of us, my mom, my dad, and even my grandparents are there in this big round table, like like the Knights Templar round table. it's, it's my dad is really this adlib, but I mean, I just love and happy to share, remember the memories, with him. He likes a lot of literature, and he likes to travel around the world, and so he likes this stories, legends, and European stories, epics. And okay, so it means again, a fly will not enter a closed mouth. This is a warning to anyone who talks too much. You will eventually get into trouble. So it's like in the English, less talk, less mistakes. And this one is for really for family. We always use this, that our parents will teach us the good morals, the good values in the family, because it's important you live in a house where there is peace, good people, responsible people inside the house. So the saying goes like this: aanhin ng palasyo kung ang nakatira ay kwago. What good is a palace if only owls live in it? Now, this is a Filipino saying that emphasizes what is truly valuable in life, and that is relationships and family, not money. Yeah, I really like this one. So if you see my videos all the time, I'm talking about why money, not love, why all these material things, then love, because it's what our parents and grandparents, our ancestors have always taught us. Like, what good is a palace if only owls live in it? Because owls tend to inhabit abandoned structures, hence signifying emptiness and loneliness. The palace signifies wealth. So, worded differently, this saying could also be understood as, what good is your money if you live miserably? That's why we always have this thing that love, respect, family, being good, being a good person to others is more important. And we're not saying that we don't need money or something, especially nowadays that it's changing, everybody's getting expensive and all that, but it's not the priority, or it's just an add-on again. And it's gonna be easy to work it out, if you have all this cooperation, unity in the family, you love and respect each other, you'll do everything, you do your best to make, of course, logically, primarily, basically, technically, you will do everything to make your family, if you love them, to make them comfortable and live a good life. Slowly, little by little, step by step, working together. All right. So yeah, and then again, I will continue with the next other values, but I will insert this one first. That's my I have three now that I remember that my mom and my dad always, and my grandmother always tells us, you know, that if you can't fix or make your bed in the morning, I already said this in my previous video, uh, you are, it reflects you that you are irresponsible because you can't even fix your bed. How much more, you know, your problems in the future. And you're messy and untidy and unorganized, you know, in your system. You don't have a system to follow. So you will be like, how you say, like, you are not having this organized systematic, or okay. And then if you can't cook and clean, especially for women, for girls before, you will fail. You fail as a woman. You're not going to be a good wife. That's what they told us. You don't know how to wash your clothes by hand. You don't know how to clean. You don't know how to iron. You don't know how to cook. That's already like you don't pass the you get a failing grade. And you don't get a good man too. You know? And number 3 is, if you don't respect your elders and other people, especially your elders, later on when you get old, you will not be respected too. The younger ones will not respect you too. Like, you know, it's going to be like karma. Like history repeats itself. Next one is, while the blanket is short, learn how to bend or to fit in. You know, so it means that if your blanket is too short to cover you completely, with your legs straight, bend them so that you can fit. So in other words, learn how to adapt to your environment and be satisfied with what you have. If you have less in life, learn to be frugal until you come to the point when you can spare some money for a little bit of luxury. So that's why I always explain that if it's extra, it's your, you know, it's an add-on, it's a bonus, it's an incentive for you. But it's not really a necessity. It can wait. Yeah, this also goes to a lot of things, a lot of aspects like relationships, okay, and you know, other situations. If you plant, you harvest, or what you reap is what you sow. So your future will be the result of your actions today. So you plan ahead, okay? And also when it comes to relationship, if you plant trust, you build trust, love, respect, you will harvest the same fruitful, successful relationship together. Both of you, if you do that, you know, you plant together, you will harvest together. You reap and sow together. This is also a good one, okay? If a stone is thrown upward, if a stone throw, if a stone thrown upward hits you, don't take offense. Bato-bato sa langit, tamaan wag magalit. If you perceive criticism in something that was not directed at you, you shouldn't take offense because you deserve it. Right? But people have different ways of coping and a different way of approach. So but it's better. For me, I believe this one. In this one, okay. The last one for now. Marriage is not a joke. A relationship is not a joke. Especially marriage. It's a lifetime commitment. It should be sacred. It's supposed to be the one, the only one, the real one, supposed. So it's not like food that you can spit out when it's too hard to chew. So that's why you need to really choose your partner wisely. Choose your happiness, choose your partner wisely. But then, of course, you will never know the person until you were in the same roof for years, for months, years, years and years. But as much as possible, both of you should work it out. But if it's only one-sided, whatever you do to work out, to fight for it, it's still useless. All right, so comment down below if you have anything more to add, and you have any examples for those values, for those sayings that Filipino culture and Filipinos adhere to. Yeah, so these are the proverbs and sayings that our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents have taught us. Even, old relatives, old friends, old OGs will always give us advices and lessons that we could use as a guide and tool for our future lives. All right, there's a lot more, so it's gonna be a long list. I'll just discuss it next time. So remember, for us, or okay, in general, this should be the case that good morals and values always start at home. And whatever makeup, uniform, clothes, whatever you wear, won't change that, because it's already instilled in your heart and mind. See you next time. Thank you for watching again. Thank you guys. Hope you're well. I'm actually having my stretching. um, Bye. Ciao.